Welcome, Carm Capriato, the Service Aftermarkets podcast pioneer with the gold standard of aftermarket business podcasts. Join me for Aftermarket Insights as we advance the aftermarket. And as always, know that you'll learn just one thing. Find us on your favorite podcast listening app and remarkableresults.biz or on my YouTube channel. ASTE 2023. It's Carm Capriato, Remarkable Results Radio. We love coming out to events like this, Paul.
Hey, too.
Yeah.
Especially when I have my wife here.
Whoa. I'm privileged. Yes. Kristin Danner, how are you?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
We thought it was going to be like pulling teeth to get you to come in the studio.
Well, no, I mean, I'll do anything to get a trip away from home.
Did you guys drive down?
We did.
Did you drive down in the Power Wagon, the famous Power Wagon?
We are too old to do that. And it is not working right now.
It's not?
No, it needs an engine overhaul.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who could do that?
I do. I met this guy online. Seriously, this is no joke. It's Jim's Automotive Machine Shop. It's a machine shop his dad had for 40 years, and the son works with him and started doing videos of what they do. And I found him online, and I just on a whim, I reached out. I'm like, hey, man, like, can we work together? Because machine shop type stuff is like real intricate. You really need to know what you're doing, and it's very expensive. And I didn't trust any of the machine shops around me. And I found this guy online. He lives in Colorado. And so Caleb and I are taking a road trip with the Power Wagon engine in the back of the truck. October 9th, we're driving to Colorado to drop the engine off, to have them do it. He's going to film it, tear it apart, put it on a dyno. So we have video evidence of it.
Are you going to wait till it's done?
Well, I'm not really sure.
Are you going to leave Caleb there to film it while you come back?
No. This guy, he does his own stuff. Like there's a father-son duo, and the son handles the video and social media stuff. They've exploded. Like they're bigger than what we are. And he agreed to do it. We're going to collaborate, and he'll have videos on his channel, and I'll have videos on my channel of the Power Wagon engine being redone.
You've got a great father-son story.
Correct.
And so does this guy in Colorado.
Yeah.
And I have a great father-daughter.
I know, it's
story.
wonderful. It's so cool.
There she is. She got married a couple of weeks ago.
Congratulations. Thank you. This is kind of my mini moon, I'm telling everybody. I'm here.
No, it doesn't get any better.
It doesn't get any
better. In fact,
better.
part of what we want to do in 24 is she says, Dad, you need to slow down just a little bit. And I says, how much more work can you take from me?
I think we have that same conversation, Caleb and I.
And so we say, we got to stop talking about it and get serious about it. And so we've really had some interesting discussions about that, which I'm sure you and Caleb have.
Yeah.
Listen, it's Paul Danner, ScannerDanner, and his wife, Kristin. And I never introduced you in the beginning. We're here at ASTE, sponsored by Dorman Training. And, I mentioned the Power Wagon because in one of the shows we did together, you did this great story about how, I think it was, you met Kristin, and it was a really cool, emotional take back to, I think, the 80s, early 80s, late 70s?
No, the truck is late 70s. So it's a 78, but this was like when that picture was shared.
Yeah.
Well, she was in high school and it was in her parents' driveway with my old Power Wagon. And now now we have another Power Wagon. And,
So if you go to my website, type in Paul Danner and open up the last podcast we did together, the picture of the Power Wagon is on our show notes page. Hey, look, if you earn your living in the automotive service aftermarket, Apex is for you. Now, if you attended Apex 2022, then you realize the incredible commitment that Apex has to the service professional, shop owner, and technician. Joe's Garage is your place to be with 10 working bays as you experience real live working conditions along with exciting demonstrations and the latest equipment presented. Also, the best tech companies from tools and repair to management software had their latest and the greatest on display. You also attended technical business management training with the industry's best and brightest. Work is already underway to make next year's Apex 2023 even better than ever with more product demos, trending training, marketing, and the latest in business management training to help you grow your sales and profits. Remember, if you earn your living in the aftermarket, then Apex is the expo for you. Continue listening as we bring you the latest from Apex 2023. Save the date, October 31st through November 2nd, 2023. Hey, let's face it, your shop management system is the single most important tool in your shop, period. Napa Trax has made selecting the right shop management system easy by offering the industry's best, most comprehensive SMS. Now, it all starts when a local representative meets with you to learn about your business and how you need to run it. After all, it's your shop, so it's your choice, and having local representation is a huge plus. customizing tracks to your business, whether you're a one-person shop or a large multi-bay or multi-location company. Our representative consults with you to help optimize your shop's workflow, efficiency, and profitability. Trax always has the flexibility to do business how you need to do it, which means it can also grow as your business grows. And unlike the other guys, we'll be there for you after installation with the best training and support in the business. Yes, a learning management system tailored to each role in your company. Simply put, Trax was designed and built for shop owners just like you. Visit us on the web at NapaTrax, that's NapaTracs.com.
So look at,
I know you're a faith-based guy. I mean, we hear you talk about it all the time. That's a great thing. You support localized training. Love that part too. Love to talk about that. But tell me about nonprofit you guys are working on or you're doing.
It's the next phase of our life together, honestly. I'm slowly being phased out of my job as a mom as my kids get older, that's what I've been doing for 25 years.
How old are the kids?
25, 23, 18, and 15.
You have a 15-year-old at home.
Our little girl at the end is 15 and 3 older brothers.
Yeah, I thought I knew how to parent till I had a girl. Oh,
it's a new 3
boys and a girl.
Experience.
That's okay. That's okay.
You know what? So much fun.
Look, here's the biggest thing. She's got 3 older brothers that are going to just take care of things, when the men start coming around. So that's all.
Oh,
there's an advantage to having 3 older brothers. Anyway, go.
They have to be vetted.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Litmus paper, pee in the cup, all that stuff.
All hair sample. Yeah. All the
all right.
But yeah, so taking care of them, and that's what I've been doing. And now with his business is kind of at, I think we said earlier, like at a pivot point, and what I've been doing is changing, and now's our time to come together and do something that it's just always been important to both of us, which is just giving. No matter what money we've had, even when we had no money, the first check he would write every month was what we would give. He was always disciplined in that, like that our giving was non-negotiable. It was just important. That's just something that we both share. We're very different, but we share that love of giving. And so we just have so many people that have contacted us through his media and just said, I know you guys like to give. Can I give you money? I know you want to do these things. And so we wanted a way that people could join with us. And so we're in the process. I think I just said we're waiting for the government to tell me that I did all my paperwork right.
Oh, for the nonprofit?
Yes. Yeah. And then we can start taking people's money so they can join us.
So you're creating a 401c3?
We have already. Yeah. We've been approved.
Okay.
We have a tax ID. We just don't have a bank account yet.
Yeah. So they're just certain.
The hold-ups on the bank account.
Yeah. It's all this paperwork to get to that point where we can officially take donations. And
look, we don't need for this. We don't need another revenue source. I know there's a lot of shady nonprofits out there. ScannerDanner is our revenue source. We don't need this. This isn't a need for us to make money. We just want to be a funnel. We have the platform and the ability, and people want to join in, and people will show us the needs as they come, and we just want to channel it. We just in and right back out is what we want to do, and like truly do good with it. And to be able to do that as alongside of my wife, as we become empty nesters, where it's times when a lot of families don't make it because the kids are gone, and now your focus for 20, 30 years, whatever, has been kids, and now the kids are gone, and now the husband and wife don't know each other. And so we don't want to do that.
Are you guys best friends to start with?
I mean, we were.
I hear a song.
We were. No, listen, I've always been best friends for sure. But the hardest times that we have ever dealt with in our marriage and our relationship has been the success of ScannerDanner. It's the hardest thing that we've had to deal with. Yep. And over the past 5 years, when it's really exploded, like it's been a heck of a roller coaster, because now she's normally used to me getting up, going to work, normal set schedule. Schedule's not normal anymore. I'm home a lot, sitting on the couch, what looks like maybe playing on my phone, but I'm working, but I could bounce between working and playing on my phone in a minute. It's time, and then I'm back to working. But there's a lot of variables, a lot of moving parts, and it's been difficult. Our roles have totally been just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just
upside down.
Yeah, upside down. Our roles have been completely upside down. I have 2 paths in front of me that I see. One is a path of worldly success and business driven and go, strike while the iron's hot. That path does not involve my wife. I have another path that I can trust that what we've built is good. We can work on what we have. We can make that better by bringing other people in. And we have this nonprofit where I personally can stop looking at me and myself, and I can look at others and do it with my wife. Are you kidding me? I'll take that path. Even if the ScannerDanner path crashes and burns because that's the path I choose, I don't care.
But why would it?
She's my partner. Well,
how would it crash?
I'm just saying if it would, like, if
are you just going to work a little less, maybe?
I mean,
you know, so many people in the industry that could actually almost pitch hit for you occasionally.
Well, that's what I'm looking to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
Because he can't be, I mean, he is ScannerDanner.
Yeah.
He is the brains behind it. Nobody can replicate his thought process.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be the one all the time. And as we get older, this is an opportunity also for him to be able to step back and not have to be the one all the time, but
Right.
also to bring in other creators and showcase what they can do.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the pivot point I had said earlier, where we're changing so much behind the scenes with ScannerDanner that it's going to be about how can we elevate these other creators? How can we get even better content to the people who support us? And we offer them even more because now we can have so many contacts with this guy and that guy who just know so much. So let us offer you more better content, and we can be off to the sides giving it away. Whatever comes our way, we get to give it away.
Were you at our meeting with Tracy and I this morning?
Does it ring a bell?
Well, look behind me. I mean, the Aftermarket Radio Network.
I love
mean,
it.
Look at all the people that have joined us
I love it.
that are bringing
great.
great content
Yeah.
to the industry. They're all uniquely different in their expertise and in the kind of stuff that they do. What I'm hearing from you is kind of where I was. I love your point, Paul, on the roller coaster ride. Even though I started this 8 years ago, I started it on a shoestring with a thought, an idea, a wish, and a dream.
Carm's like the godfather of all these podcasts.
In fact, nobody would be here doing in the podcast realm if I wasn't crazy enough to think that I had something here.
Yeah.
And I starved.
Yeah.
And I finally found one sponsor because, like you, I couldn't sit back and not then drive the creative content and say, what can I do next? What can I do next? What can I do next? How can I make this bigger? How can I make it better? I mean, what a parallel, incredible story that I kind of got to a little earlier than you, yet I've got my daughter and we're brainstorming on so many other areas and things to the point where how can I slow down and put other people in front?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. But for you, I mean, I see it in your eyes, Kristin, where you're talking about, we're never going to get rid of this brand, but I love you have something else to go to.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah.
We're excited.
What are we going to be supporting people doing? Where are you going to give your money?
We don't know yet because we're waiting.
But
you know,
that's
we
cool.
believe that we've been given this not for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's to be given away, and God's going to show us who it needs to go to.
Got
So our motto is we're servicing the automotive community and beyond.
Yeah.
And because it's not just that. The automotive community, though, is what supports us, literally supports our family and enables us to go and do these things. And then beyond that is God's going to show us a need, and we're going to be able to partner with other people who are like-minded, and we're going to just get to go and do it. And we don't know. So that's the exciting part, is we don't know yet.
Yeah.
When you say you have a resource or money or whatever it is,
Yeah.
everybody's got their hands out. If you say you're going to help someone, everyone's like, oh, I need help. Who truly needs help? So where we find these people are through you guys, through people like you, through our contacts, through our garage owners, through our other technicians that we know who say, hey, I know this guy.
You don't have to
And
look far.
Here's his situation. Or I know this woman. Here's
Yeah.
her situation. She
Yeah.
lost her husband, barely making it.
She's trying to stay at her job. Their car doesn't run.
Right.
Show us.
We got to help.
show us the path,
Yeah, exactly.
and then let's meet it.
You already know that.
Yeah.
You're in the transportation business, you like it or not.
Yeah.
You make things
Yeah.
that we rely on move or get fixed. I know that's where you'll put your money. You may even put it in some training programs because
Thank
listen, what have you been doing your whole life but
Right.
training?
Well, listen, one of the training things that I know is needed badly, and this is one of the reasons we came this time. It was really about the garage owners. My focus, our focus right now, of course, it's always been on technicians, always has been on technicians. I'm a technician. I'm a technician trainer, but we've learned now there's real needs with garage owners, especially technicians who've turned garage owners who don't know how to be good garage owners. There's things in our industry that have never been right, ever been right, such as how we pay for diagnostic time and how a diagnostic tech makes less than the guy that does brakes and suspension work.
Yeah.
Like just hours wise, that's so wrong. And we have an opportunity, I think, in what we're doing, and maybe the revamping of the website and this learning management system we're incorporating, that maybe we can also bring in like some coaching on the website too. And these are just ideas right now, Carm, as I'm sitting in these classes, or maybe we can use the nonprofit and find a garage owner who's like, he's about ready to close up shop.
Yeah.
His whole life is done, right? Because his dream is not working. And maybe we can step in and we can pay for a coach to come in.
A year of coaching.
Or just 3 months first. Like as Cecil was talking this morning, he's like, I need 3 months first because you might not be a fit. If like, you're not going to spend a year with a coach. I mean, some coaching companies maybe that are just in it for the money would continue to take that garage owner's money. But Cecil was talking about it. He's like, hey, if within 3 months you're not listening to the coaching, then we're done. I'm backing out.
Yeah.
So like if we could offer a 3-month like coach for a garage and channel some of that money in so the coaching company is taken care of and then the garage is taken care of. This literally was an idea as I'm sitting in this class this morning.
You have actually drilled into the root cause of the shop owner from technician to owner. I'm going to have divine intervention and I'm going to understand what profit and loss statements are and gross profit margins and labor rates and all that stuff. We all know that without proper training, mentoring, networking, coaching, and all that stuff, it's not going to happen. Your point is if you can get the shop to be more successful and profitable because of Paul's focus on that, and every other coach and trainer we have in this industry will be able to pay technicians more money.
So I'm still helping the technician.
Yes. Yes, you are. To get them to training and give them a scholarship is great, but it doesn't necessarily mean that their career is going to be long-term because they can't feed their family.
Yeah.
Because the shop that they're working in, that they're stuck into, is not paying for their training. Maybe the owner hasn't even cashed a paycheck.
Exactly.
And he can't pay his parts bill.
Exactly.
But he comes to work every day and stays busy in all the wrong areas. It would be the coolest thing to offer these different kinds of quote scholarships based on, I guess you don't want to invest your money in the wrong places, but there's 5 layers of block on the foundation, not just one. Show me, and then we'll quote unquote invest.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the wrong word, invest. But that's what you would be doing by giving any kind of money in a scholarship format to any individual. You're investing in their future.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't get better than that. I mean, it really, honestly, there's an inner peace that comes from that. Like if you're always looking inward and what your own needs are, I think that's a recipe for anxiety, stress, fear, worry. But when you're looking outwardly at the interests of others, for whatever reason, those things aren't there. What's your anxiety? What are you fearing? You're literally helping someone and you're watching it change them. It just doesn't get any better.
Whatever Paul is saying, I believe that if I could get stories told, shop owners that turned themselves around, that will now look back and say, those early days were tough. Couldn't pay my bills. We wept occasionally because we weren't sure that the money we invested was ever going to pan out. And they turned themselves around. They created these remarkable results, which is kind of how I got the name of the podcast. There isn't a topic we probably haven't covered, and we're now recovering them because times have changed. And the topics that we want to talk about have different flavors to them today. There's different angles to that all. So your passion to help people was my passion on day one that I decided to do this. We said, well, there's 5% top shops in the industry. That was 8 years ago. I didn't know where the number was, Paul. And now every year, not because of me, but because of the fact that the industry started to pay attention, come to conferences like this, I always kept saying, well, now there's 10% of the top shops. Now there's 15.
Yeah.
You talk to coaches and they'll say the top 20. Mm-hmm. Well, what do we need to do, Paul, you and I and the rest of these givers in the industry to go 25 and then 30? Can you imagine this industry picking themselves up and that there's 50% of everybody top shop? Think of the image. Think of the wages that we can pay. Think of the technology coming out that we can solve for people. I think
I'm in 100% agreement.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is exciting. At the same time, it's a huge undertaking because we as an industry have chased away the minds that we need.
Yeah, they're going other places.
They're going other places because it can make more money at other places. Why would you jump into this field with that kind of analytical mind that can handle these current electronic problems on cars when you could do the same thing? I mean, look, that little rant I had a few days ago just read the comments in there on YouTube and how many people left the industry and what they're doing now because of this very thing. And it really hinges around just how the industry as a whole, we just haven't been doing this right.
Yeah.
We haven't been doing it right. And I'm not saying that's what our champion is. That's our cause. Like that's our ultimate cause. Like we want to help change the industry, but we just want to help other people. That's why in our mission statement, it says helping the auto industry and beyond. It's the and beyond part. We don't even know what that's going to look like yet.
You're church based. And so I can imagine you going to the church and saying, find me someone that can't come to church and let's fix their car, or let's find someone, let's pay for a bus that we can get people to go out and do things. I mean, anything to do with transportation and helping people get to and fro.
Yeah. I mean, it might also be that single mother that lost her husband's got small kids and like she might need furniture in her house, or like some shop makeover we talked about too. Kristin was talking about that earlier. Like, share like that idea. Like that was really cool.
I mean, just what we learned about so many shops you go into. I mean, they're run by guys, right?
Wait a minute.
And they're
not run by interior decorators?
I've not found that to be the case. But how do we create an environment that's clean and professional and welcoming, and where you feel like, okay, the guy that's talking to me and is in control of things and knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that runs the whole gamut there. It's not just what the techs know and what the manager knows or whatever. It's just that whole experience. And just design happens to be a passion of mine. So if one day what the need is, like he said, it's a single mom who, if that's where we're directed to go, that's what we're going to do.
Or if it's the shop that needs a waiting room makeover.
Yes.
That's woman friendly.
That's whatever. I mean, it's just
clean and
it's just like the and beyond part has us both really excited. And like, these aren't things we've really vocalized ever to anyone. So you guys got dibs.
All right.
But like what we're talking about, we don't really know what we're going to do with this nonprofit.
Well, thanks for sharing. We've got to be able to go point back to this episode one day in, 4 or 5 years, 4 or 5 years and say, we had this dream, this drop of water in a pool, and it was rippling. And wow.
Yeah, we want to do it. And we have already before the nonprofit, just because we like to help others. And just as an example, like I have a friend who he runs it's a faith-based organization in Senegal, Africa. His name's Robert Columbine. And what they do is they have like this school, but it's also a repair garage, and they pay the student a wage to work on other people's cars, but it's the school too. So in other words, like they're learning and they're getting some type of income so they can feed their families on a dirt floor in Senegal, Africa. And they often would lose electricity in the middle of projects and they couldn't complete them because their electrical grid is crap. So ASTE, we got them a generator. So we have a generator with I don't know that it has an ASTE logo on it. That would be kind of cool, but it's in Senegal, Africa. So we want to do.
But that excites us.
It
That's
does.
what we love.
We know there's other people that want to get on board with stuff like that, and they want to funnel money that way too. And we just want to be the facilitator of that and be able to do more stuff like that.
Seen the commercials for Tunnel of the Towers?
Yes. Yeah.
All the time. It's always on. $11 a month, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
The ASTE 401c3.
Yeah. I'm
$10 a month.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yep.
$5 a month.
We're just here with open hands and
pick the
we'll
number.
see where we go. Yeah.
Wow. So you're this far away from getting, you're approved.
If my paperwork goes through.
We have our tax number and we're approved, but for whatever reason, we can't open a bank account.
I don't know how to do one of those things. How complicated
I feel like
is
I
it?
don't either.
Well, we used LegalZoom to do the process, and I'm sure it could have been expedited a lot faster if we knew the right attorneys and all of that stuff. So we're charting new territory here too.
Everything's figure outable, and that's what the internet's for. We'll figure it out and we'll make it happen. And so we're just waiting for that. But in the meantime, that doesn't stop us from giving and from putting the word out there that this is what we're going to continue to do. And
we can't take your money yet if you're listening.
Let's talk about your best friend here. I think she was. Or she still is.
I did say was.
Or were.
No, we just had a really tough time. We had a really tough time in there with ASTE. And this idea and this path of doing something together, I think, has really changed the game.
You guys like to laugh together?
We do.
To me, I think laughter's so key to a great relationship.
100%.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you want to know when I knew I was going to marry this woman? It was over laughter. There was these old people in front of us, and I was really angry about like how they were driving. And I'm like knocking on my windshield, and I'm like, get out of the way. Or I said something, and she was like, oh my God. And so I heard her say that. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, so that's either she's really upset about what I just said, or she was on the same page with me. She was on the same page with me. And it was that moment, whatever it was, whether I was making fun of the old people in front of us that weren't driving, or I said something funny about it, but you were on the same page with me. And in my mind, I'm not kidding. This is when I knew that this is the woman that I was going to marry.
My wife and I, Anne,
Sorry, hon.
we believe we could write stand-up comedy. It's rare that we go to bed without laughing.
That's
rare. And you hear about the great people in this world and say laughter is a really key thing to a great marriage. And then we get up the next morning and says, what were we laughing about last night? We should have written it down and sold it.
That's great.
Really?
That's great.
So how many years you guys been married?
26 married, and then we've been together for over 30.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Good. So when Paul came to you and said, I got this idea to do a YouTube thing, what was your reaction?
You know what? I say it's a God thing because that wasn't his idea to do YouTube. What has been created happened organically.
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube didn't exist when we started dating. He just wanted to make his class better. He was recording what he was doing and he put it on there so his class could access it.
That's the story. I remember it.
And then people from literally all over the world are accessing it and say, well, can I get the book? And it just grew and it just kind of happened. And we've just had to keep adjusting as that's happened. It went from him teaching and, having certain hours and being home certain times to then teaching every other term. And then he's home. And at the time I was homeschooling some of our kids. So I'm like, this guy's in my living room and I'm trying to teach.
I was just another big kid in the way.
He's just making a mess sitting on the couch. No, it's just we navigated all of that and things just keep changing. And now they get to change with us together. And as I'm working out of my job of raising the kids and doing all of that, and he's changing what he's doing a little bit, it's changing for us together because we're for the long haul. The kids are moving out, but it's us.
I love this episode. SD, the next chapter, we should call this.
Nice.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not there yet. That, I think, is the genuinity of this episode that we're doing, is you're telling us about your plans, your ideas, your metamorphosis to something different that you don't necessarily know what it's going to be, but you still want it to be in the strategy and everything that you're doing, but there needs to be other components that come in and fit in.
Yeah, correct.
It's a beautiful reinvention or rebirth. And the nonprofit is so damn cool.
Yeah.
It could be the start of some people rethinking how we're going to get this industry to continue to grow and be professional. And
if we could somehow be a facilitator of that, sign us up.
Just imagine that your ideas about the professional image and the whole woman thing and makeover stuff from the training aspect that you have and getting people that can't afford transportation under the banner. You're telling me that you're not locked into any one particular strategy. Whatever we can do to help people, as you say, internal and external of the industry. Wow. Big, powerful. I can't wait to hear on how this thing is going on.
We look forward to that chapter too.
What else should I know, Kristin, about Paul? What should the audience, it's been pent up for years.
I did say that when I came here, I was going to set up my own booth and said, give me $1. I'll tell you what you want to know about ScannerDanner.
Oh, I love it.
I thought that would keep me busy, but
share the sock story.
I would say my greatest bone of contention with him is socks, dirty socks. He is the great leaver of dirty socks. It is the bane of my existence.
Wait a minute. You just leave them wherever you want?
Yes.
I get comfortable on the couch and I take my socks off and then I just forget that they're there.
You don't wear them again, do you?
No.
Okay.
No. I did tell my mother-in-law it's literally my only complaint against her because she's wonderful, but she allowed that.
Mom would always pick up my sock.
Right.
Yeah. So why can't you?
Well, so this is many, many years ago that I did this and socks are still a problem. So it was clearly not effective, but I was so irritated. But being the nice wife that I was, still am, I guess, I was packing his lunch for work and I took his dirty socks and put them between 2 pieces of bread and wrapped them up and sent them off.
No, wait, no, hold on. So here's why it wasn't effective. Because she also packed a regular sandwich.
I did.
So it was there too.
That hardcore. Yeah.
So it wasn't, she's not that hardcore, but it was super funny. I thought it was great. I was dying laughing. I opened that sandwich up. All my friends are there. My peers I teach with at the technical college. And I open it up and there's socks in between 2 pieces of bread. It was a great moment. Yeah.
It was.
Did it accomplish what you
Not at all. Not at all. If anything, he's raised generations after him who do the same thing because my youngest son is still at home, still doing the same thing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
You tried. You gave it your best shot.
I did.
All right. I don't know. Should we title this episode The Socks Story? No, we'll stay with the rebirth of ScannerDanner. I get that. All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Kristin Danner and Paul Danner, thanks for being here. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much for having us.
ASTE 2023. We're here this year sponsored by Dorman Training. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.